You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Y&R fans, we've got your early edition spoilers for September 30th through October 4th. Look for Adam Newman to pursue someone and Victor going nuclear. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as we always do on early edition day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week with that in mind. Wednesday, September 25th has Phyllis ordering champagne, celebrating with Summer and Daniel at Society. They think their mom is being a little weird. And fortunately, Daniel says he and Heather have decided to stay in town. And Summer's thrilled because then she won't have to deal with Phyllis all alone. Phyllis finally reveals that she wants them there to celebrate her new job as Abbot Chancellor COO. Her kids are not enthused about this. They are very worried about her getting in over her head with Billy Abbott. They warn her, but Phyllis is like, yeah, it's all good. And she also tells Daniel that she might be able to help him out because she's working on Billy to rehire him. Daniel has to take off to pick up Lucy from community service, and they have a little talk, and he says, you know, things are moving in a better way because Sharon told him that she's sorry. And then Lucy immediately starts asking about faith, and he's like, just drop it. To me, doesn't sound like Lucy has learned a lesson and stopped this fixation on faith. Meanwhile, speaking of faith, Nick finds her home alone, freaking out. Sharon is still MIA. Mariah and Tessa show up. None of them have heard from Sharon. Everyone is worried. Meanwhile, Sharon is still lurking at Daniel's place, debating whether to poison that bottle of whiskey. Cameron is cheering her on. He says Daniel should have died back then instead of Cassie. And she does worry that Lucy or Heather might drink it. Cameron thinks collateral damage is fine. And he again brings up Cassie's death. And Cameron says Cassie will be able to rest in peace after this, and Sharon will have closure. So she goes ahead and drips a few drops of poison into the whiskey bottle. And he's like, great, let's go. And then Sharon has this vision of Daniel collapsing and dying in front of the family. She has regret. She's kind of freaking out. She breaks some glasses. The whiskey spills. So no one is going to wind up poisoned unless she comes back and tries it again. Sharon is trying to clean it up and then get out of there. But when she opens the door, there is Heather. I'm sure she's going to have some explaining to do on Thursday, September 26th. Spoilers for that day kind of carry over from the ones on Wednesday, saying Sharon wants payback for Cassie's death, and she still has poison in her pocket. Bear that in mind. Heather has just come home and caught her. So I wonder if Sharon takes Heather with her. I don't know, because things do take a dangerous turn according to official Y&R spoilers for Thursday. And of course, we still have that scene from this week's promo with Sharon in the woods, freaking out, saying, what have I done? How do I get myself out of this? Now, my concern about Heather is just because she is alone with Sharon and has just caught Sharon doing a B&E. She should not be in their apartment. I mean, Heather might even threaten to call the cops. That's why I'm worried about Heather at this point. So we'll see how it goes. Friday, September 27th is the Sharon Case 30th anniversary episode. And this is supposed to be a big point where she is hitting rock bottom, and we're going to get to a climax of this. It would be really bizarre, as much as she's been focused on Daniel and calling Lucy a brat, that it's Heather she winds up with. But maybe Cameron will justify it, saying, you know, Daniel should suffer a loss of someone he loves, just like Sharon has. We'll see. Hoping Heather comes out of this okay. You know, maybe Sharon will just run off. Going into the week of September 30th through October 4th. By the way, on Thursday, October 3rd is the official start to season 52. 52 years of Young and the Restless. That is quite a while. Victor and Nikki are going to be strategizing, and Victor is ready to take the nuclear option to crush Billy, and he knows he needs to do it soon because he and Nikki are quite confident that Victoria is going to give Billy a heads up, which she already did, but Billy didn't really heed the warning. He thinks he can win this war. Phyllis is right there beside him saying, we will take Victor down. They are also making war plans. Will be interesting to see if both Billy and Victor take the nuclear option against each other. Meanwhile, Lily is looking pretty bad for that corporate sabotage that she pulled by filling Victor in on the Abbot Chancellor deal. And her mentor, Jill, is headed back to town in the next couple of weeks. And Lily may be going back to Devon to ask for a job because Victor is not going to have her as the CEO if he winds up with Chancellor. And Jill may not want her back either once she finds out that Lily has been conspiring with Victor against Billy and her company. Adam wants Chelsea to stop running and just talk to him. She's freaking out every time he talks about a reunion and she hasn't explained herself. But at the same time, Adam probably hasn't given up on Sally either. So I wonder if he's going to see which one he can get or if he's going to pick one and that's going to be the object of his pursuit rather than both. Billy, meanwhile, is sticking to his guns about the split, but he clearly isn't over Chelsea. Every time Phyllis sees them together, she plays that little song and encourages him to get past it. So before too long, Billy may cave and forgive her, if for no other reason than to keep her away from Adam, especially if he senses that Connor has introduced this notion and now Adam is talking reunion with her. Sharon's standalone episode the week before is a high point and things are going to carry over into this week. There's going to be some consequences, maybe some more action. The good thing is that she did spill that poison whiskey, but Cameron's not going to let her stop until she hurts someone. Heather may be in the line of fire, as I mentioned, and she still has lots of poison left in that bottle. So we'll see who is the one that she does something bad to and then has all these regrets. Nick, Mariah, Faith, and Tessa are at a breaking point with their worry for Sharon. They don't know what to do. They can't find her and things are escalating. Phyllis is going to step in to protect her family when Sharon does this bad thing. Phyllis was kind of joking or is joking on the Wednesday episode about putting Sharon in a headlock or something when Daniel is teasing his mom about her, but she may take that quite literally. And it definitely seems like Sharon is going to be headed for Fairview Psychiatric Hospital soon, hopefully not prison because, you know, something is clearly wrong. She is taking medication. It is not helping. So her brain chemistry is whack. She really needs help. And I hope they can get Cameron out of her head because it would really suck to be sitting at the psychiatric hospital with Cameron at the end of her bed saying horrible things to keep tormenting her. Those are all of our early spoilers. Check back later in the week for the full roster of dated daily spoilers for Young and the Restless. Please drop your comments about what you are excited to see. Subscribe if you're not following us, and definitely come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt talking Young and the Restless with you every single day of the week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.